Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Glad to have you guys here for another update, y'all. We got ourselves an enhanced risk for today, level 3 threat. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it, my friends. So let's go ahead and get on into it. But what's up everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to go ahead and launch up my other program here so we can go ahead and get everything going. I'm also going to hide this view up here. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's see who we got here so far. We got ourselves Landon. We have Squiddies. We have, let's see here, Tang. I don't know how exactly to say your name. We have Robin. We got ourselves Stormteller. We have, let's see, we have Mike. Got ourselves Shadow Wolf, Tom, Tornado Tours. Let's see, we have Kim. We have Rich. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Good to have you guys here. Hope everyone's doing well. So anyways, like I was saying, we got ourselves an enhanced risk for today. Level 3 threat out of 5 on the severe spectrum. So we are going to be doing some coverage later today. We already do have a severe thunderstorm warning in place just for quarter hail right now. This is down in southeastern South Dakota. Not anything super crazy right now. But later on today, we are going to be seeing the threat for tornadoes, very large hail, as well as damaging winds. We actually do got ourselves a hatch risk for hail. So when we go over the SPC outlook, which we're going to do here in a moment, you'll go ahead and see that we do have a hatch risk in place for all that. So today's enhanced risk, that level 3 threat, today's greatest probability for severe weather is going to be up there kind of towards northeastern Minnesota, as well as a little sliver of northwestern Wisconsin. We're going to definitely need to be looking out there for severe weather out there, including the Duluth area, out there by Virginia, the town here in Minnesota, out there by like Grand Rapids, Moose Lake, you know, some of those regions near Ashland, Wisconsin, Hayward. You guys are in that level 3 for today, so we'll definitely need to be weather aware in that region. Now we have ourselves a slight risk at level 2, kind of today's middle threat, going all the way through Minneapolis, so heads up towards Minneapolis, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, La Crosse. We even got portions of northern Iowa included here as well. Sioux Falls included out there in eastern portions, or the slight risk out there in eastern portions of South Dakota. So overall, we do got ourselves a pretty active day up here for the upper Midwest. Regarding severe weather. And of course, we have ourselves a lot of activity in Florida. Florida is not under any risk for severe thunderstorms today. We've actually already had a couple tornado warnings. Apparently, there was reports of a tornado that happened here a little bit ago. We actually just got rid of a warning up there towards West Palm Beach. That's no longer in effect. But we've had a couple pop-up tornado warnings here, you know, throughout this morning, which, you know, is basically caused by this little low-pressure system that we have actually over Central Florida right now. This thing's actually kicking up a little bit of lower-level wind shear, which is, you know, in some circumstances allowing for the potential of maybe a couple spin-up tornadoes. And the greatest probability for that is going to be like South Florida, you know, near Miami area. But there will be the possibility for a couple of tornadoes. We've already seen one today. But yeah, like I was saying, though, we actually do not have... we don't even have a marginal out in place here for Florida, but, you know, still can't rule out a couple of tornadoes. Honestly, I don't know why they don't have a 2% risk out there. That's kind of a little interesting. But yeah, so we'll just have to keep an eye out there for that. We do not have any other tornado warnings in place right now as of the current moment. So we are tornado warning free right now in Florida. We do got a handful of special marine warnings though. Actually just reported a wind gust off the coast of Miami here, 55 miles an hour. That can be, was that 50? Yeah, 55 miles an hour. That could be a bit of a problem for the boaters out there. So we'll have to, you know, just be careful if you're boating out in the region near Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Miami areas. Just a bit of a heads up for you guys. Let's see here. What's up, Randy? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. See, sneaky NATOs. Yeah, for real. Yeah, we did have one. I forgot where it was. I think it was north of Fort Lauderdale. It was somewhere in this area, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, don't know where that was at, but we did have a confirmed tornado, a brief tornado touchdown. Let's see it, kind of 2 cc's correlation coefficients drops here in Florida this morning. Yeah, no, we've had a spin up. I know of one of them that I saw earlier. But anyways, y'all, let's go and hop over here to the SPC. I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all, or actually bring this over here to you guys. So this is today's outlook regarding severe weather. So when it comes to it here, we got ourselves, like I mentioned, that enhanced risk, that severe threat level 3 out of 5. So once again, greatest potential for severe weather is going to be across the orange. That level 2, that medium threat is across the yellow. And that level 1, the low-end threat for severe weather is across the dark green. If you're across the dark green, it means that there's a possibility for a couple isolated, storms going on here. Hold on a minute. Let's see here. Brandy coming in with a $3.99 donation on Cashapp. Thank you so much, saying thank you. Right back at you. Thank you so much for the support. That's greatly appreciated, my friend. You definitely did not have to do that. Thank you so much. Once again, that's awesome. So, like I was mentioning, the dark green areas, there is a chance for a couple of strong to severe storms. Now, the probability of you getting severe weather is actually pretty low across the dark green. It shouldn't be ignored, but it's something you really shouldn't freak out about. Like I said, low-end severe weather threat, an isolated severe storm is possible, but, not super, super likely. Now, then we work our way over into the yellow. Now, that's where it's a little bit greater of a probability, maybe a little bit more stronger storm activity out of those severe thunderstorms that do occur in that area. So there is a shot. We could get a couple of strong to severe storms across the yellow, so definitely need to keep an eye out there for that. And then, of course, we work our way into the orange. Now, that is where we can expect numerous severe thunderstorms, once again, with the greatest probability being up there towards the northeastern side here of Minnesota. And like I said, northwestern Wisconsin, with that enhanced risk that we do have in place here. So we'll keep it on it. In terms of tornado probability, we got ourselves a 5% chance. So the greatest probability for tornadoes will be up in that enhanced risk region. Once again, northeastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin has the greatest probability for seeing tornadoes for today, although the tornado threat goes all the way down into even northern Iowa. So Iowa, northern Iowa, pretty much the entire state of Minnesota and like western and kind of northwestern Wisconsin, you guys have the potential for a couple tornadoes today. So we'll definitely be covering that later on this evening. Now, then when it comes to damaging winds, we got ourselves, actually that's brand new, I didn't even see that, 30% risk out there for damaging winds. Now, the winds are expected to be kind of ranging between 60 to 70 miles an hour in terms of wind gusts out of these storms. So it could be gusting anywhere from 60 to 70. Remember, these are not sustained winds. These are what the winds could gust, what they could peak up to for at least 20 seconds, I believe, is considered a wind gusts. So possibility for a couple of damaging wind gusts out there with the greatest potential out there in the red, which is a 30% chance of happening within 25 miles of you, if you're in that red area. So Duluth, like you're included in that 30% chance zone. So within 25 miles of Duluth or anywhere in that red, there's a 30% chance that damaging winds could occur. Now, then of course we have that yellow area. Throughout the entire area, it's the same. Once again, potentially 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts. 15% chance, lower probability, half the percentage across the yellow, and of course a 5% chance across the brown. So pretty low probabilities across the brown, but they still can't be ruled out overall. Now, this is where it gets you. Now, hail, that's one of the main problems for today. That's actually the main reason, or one of the main reasons we have that enhanced risk here. We got a hatch risk. So that you can see that black netting that goes around, the areas of northwestern Iowa, a very small sliver of eastern South Dakota, and like I said, most of Minnesota here. You can actually see overall how we do have ourselves, a pretty broad area with that net there. Now, what that means is that we have the possibility of seeing hail 2 inches in diameter and larger. We are talking the potential for very large hail today. So once again, heads up towards Minnesota, as we're going to have some pretty big hailstones more than likely, with the greatest probability, once again, being up in northeastern Minnesota and up there in northwestern Wisconsin. So pretty good size of hail is expected for today overall. Let's take a quick look down here in the discussion from the Storm Prediction Center here. I just want to see if there's anything that's sticking out. So they did say, so the overall summary, scattered severe thunderstorms capable of very large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes will be possible across parts of the upper Midwest late afternoon and early evening. So we are going to be seeing, like I said, we are going to be seeing ourselves, all hazards today, in which we'll definitely need to be looking out there with that, with the leading concern being very large hail, and then following tornadoes, then following damaging wind gusts, and then tornadoes. So once again, all hazards will be certainly possible here for today. So we'll keep it on it. Like I said, right now, we'll go over the timing and stuff like that. But these storms are mostly supposed to be active during the evening hours overall. If we hop over to the radar now, you can actually see we already do have a bit of storm activity. These are not severe thunderstorms. These are just kind of normal thunderstorms. These guys ain't really much of an issue right now. But we are seeing ourselves... a bit of storm activity out there right now. We actually have reports. Let's see, large maple limb, roughly 12 inches in diameter down. Let's see, non-thunderstorm wind damage. That's probably from gradient winds. Yeah, I don't think that's, well, it says non-thunderstorm, so it's probably not from a thunderstorm, even though they did just get a storm, which is interesting. Anyways, but yeah, so these are not the bad ones. The ones that are going to be strong are going to really pick up later on this evening. So let's go and actually hop over here to the models, and we'll take a look and see what's going on. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. Let's see. What's up? Let's see here. Shake, hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. What's up, Faith? Let's see, Emmanuel. Let's see here. I'm going to get to the chat here a little bit more. Sorry, y'all. I'm not too active in the chat right now. I'm going to try to fix that. I get so caught up in looking at things, I forget to look at the chat sometimes, so my bad, y'all. Let's see here. But anyways, let's see. Thankful that Indianapolis, Indiana, not going to get too bad. So, yeah, Indianapolis, I don't think you guys are even in the remote area for today. Yeah, you guys are good. Tomorrow, though, yeah, so Indiana, for more the northern side, tomorrow we have an extension of the severe weather as we have ourselves like a little frontal system rolling through. And tomorrow, that will drive some severe weather across these areas with the greatest potential in the yellow, of course. The overall severe potential across the dark green and the yellow. The light green, if you guys are wondering, that's just a thunderstorm risk, saying a potential for a couple booms of thunder here and there, but nothing severe. But yeah, that severe potential begins across the dark green there. We do have a 2% for tomorrow, tornado-wise, 15% wind and 15% hail. So damaging winds and hail is the same probability, same areas. And tornado probability is a 2% chance. So we'll be live tomorrow, more than likely. Day 3, just a quick little look out there for Friday. We actually got 2 areas we're watching across the Central Plains and portions of the Midwest, as well as the upper Northeast here. Actually, bits of the Mid-Atlantic, too. Yeah, the upper Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast here will be at risk for Friday regarding severe weather. And then after that, I don't think... Oh, that's new. I didn't see that. Look at day 6. Looks like another day like today could be kicking off here. So this will be for Monday. So coming up on Monday, we got ourselves a 15% risk for severe weather out there in Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas. So you know what? That kind of looks similar to today's areas. And I'm not going to lie, that looks pretty darn similar. So keep that in mind. And if we hop back to today's areas, kind of see that does include some of the regions that will be at risk for today. So have another shot for Monday, guys. If you live out in this region here, just a bit of an early heads up for you guys, as the SPC has already put out some word on that. Anyways, all right, now let's hop to the models. Sorry, I just got a little sidetracked there. So let's take a look at timing. Let's see whenever these storms are expected to develop out there. So like I was mentioning, we do have a little bit of convection, a bit of activity kicking off right now there towards like southern Minnesota. Got a bit of activity kicking off in the region here. A couple of, severe thunderstorms over the next couple hours is possible, but the big stuff's not really expected to start until like 21 Zulu, it looks like, according to the latest HRRR, right around 21, 22 Zulu. So that would be, 22 Zulu would be 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, so 5 Central. So anywhere from 4 to 5 Central Time is kind of when those storms are expected to fire off. Remember, models aren't perfect, so the timing is a little iffy, but I'll keep a close eye on it. Like I said, I do plan on doing coverage a little bit today, so we'll definitely do a little bit of live coverage for you guys out there regarding the potential, for severe weather and all that stuff. We'll be live here to cover the tornadoes, the large hail, the damaging winds, and we'll be able to let you guys know where to go. And you can actually see here as we approach like early tomorrow morning, almost, let's see, actually later on this evening, my bad, 03 Zulu, that is 11 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 10 o'clock Central Time. That's whenever the storms are potentially going to be rolling their way into like northern Wisconsin. So we will have to watch out there for that. Yeah, once again, just a lot of potential supercells developing here, starting anywhere from like 4 to 5 Central, like I was saying. So that's kind of what we need to be looking out there for. It's going to be kind of an evening threat, kind of a late afternoon going into the evening kind of threat for the most part. But definitely keep an eye on it, y'all. And once again, we will be covering this here. Let me go ahead and take a look here at the wrap for a minute. Look at the lower level wind shear, just to kind of get a look of things and see where things are going. So the storm's developing around 22 Zulu, roughly. The lower level wind field will probably be right around 30, 35 knots. So there will be the possibility, like I said, of course, of some tornadoes. I don't think we're going to get any violent tornadic activity today. We could have a couple strong tornadoes. I think it's possible, given that 5% risk. Once again, the greatest probability being up there in like northeastern Minnesota. But yeah, given our lower level wind shear, it certainly is possible for a couple of tornadoes. Once again, I think they're not going to be anything super, super crazy. There could be some strong tornadoes, but violent tornadoes like EF2+, I'm not too sure. I really don't think so, just given our kinematics here in our lower atmosphere. Mid-level wind shear, so our mid-level winds really carrying those storms. Yeah, so we got ourselves some pretty strong mid-level wind shear. Storms should be, pretty good, pretty organized, given the fact that we have about a little over 50 knots of mid-level winds. So that could allow for, some pretty good organization of these storms, potentially long-lived storms. So we'll have to keep an eye out there for that. Let's see here. Do I think the models for the level 3 risk could extend a little further south from the north? So the models, like I said, HRRR here, the latest run has those storms not really... Here, let's see here. Yeah, so it kind of keeps those storms mostly isolated to Minnesota and Wisconsin here. And you're wondering if it's going to go a little further south? Given the risk we have now, okay, the enhanced risk, gotcha. So with the enhanced risk that we have, honestly, probably not. It seems like a lot of our supercell activity is going to be remaining to the north for the most part. I really don't see too much of an extension south, honestly. I think what we got now is pretty good, personally. I think the slight risk that we have is just what we need for the region here, but yeah, no, it definitely makes sense, in my opinion, with the Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center has for the area here for sure. But yeah, let's hop back to RAP real quickly. I want to take a look at a few other things real quick. Instability. Let's see. Basically our thunderstorm. If you don't know what it is, it's our thunderstorm fuel. Basically the energy in the atmosphere. For typical severe weather, you really want over 1,000 joules per kilogram. So any value over 1,000 is pretty good. And we're seeing over 3,000. So there's a lot of instability available. So that ain't no concern. There definitely is a good amount of instability available here. And one last thing I want to look at is our dew points. Wow, look at that. Quite some pretty high dew points. That's actually exceeding what I was expecting. Nearly mid to lower 70-degree dew points out there stationed in Minnesota. That is pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty impressive. Anywhere from 70 to 75-degree dew points out there in central Minnesota. That is a good amount of moisture. That will definitely get the job done. So from the way that the system looks here later on, it certainly does look like it is really good potential for severe weather. Like I said, tornado probability. Like I said, we have a 5% risk for tornadoes. I don't think we're going to see any violent tornadic activity. I hope not. But I do think that there could be a possibility for a couple strong tornadoes. That, I think, is a possibility. And that greatest potential is going to be up there kind of for northern Minnesota and, like I said, northwestern Wisconsin. So we'll definitely be watching out for that. Like I said, whenever it comes to the hail and stuff like that, here, hopping back over here to the SPC risk, we do got that really big hatch risk going all the way down to northwestern Iowa, cutting up pretty much through most of the state of Minnesota in northwestern Wisconsin. Yeah, those areas, like I said, we have pretty good potential for hail. And we are seeing, 2 inches and larger potentially out there. Certainly does look like a big hail day today, and with the greatest probability and that 30% chance being up there in the northeastern side of Minnesota. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it overall. Let's see here. Daniel says, has hurricane season started yet? It has. It has. And let me show you guys something real quickly, since we're already on the subject here of current weather for today's weather. We actually got ourselves a disturbance over Florida, literally right over me right now. So look at this. We got 2 areas we're watching in the tropics. So we are watching the system that is currently over Florida right now. As this thing tracks off the peninsula, it does have a small chance of developing into either a tropical depression or a tropical storm. I don't think it's going to get the tropical storm status. I think it could grab a depression status, maybe down in time. We'll just kind of we kind of really need to see how the storm is going to play out and how it's going to interact with the waters once it rolls onto the Atlantic side, because right now it's over Florida. It's over the peninsula. We kind of need to see what's going to happen with it once it rolls back over the water. But it does have a small chance, very small chance, low formation probability. So within the next 48 hours, the next 2 days, there's a 10% chance that this system will be a tropical depression or a tropical storm. But like I said, I don't think we're going to have a tropical storm out of this. In terms of... like I said, in terms of the next 7 days, the next week, so a week from now, there is a 20% chance that this thing could be developed. So, like I said, odds are pretty low overall. So, honestly, I'm not super worried about it. Now, we do have another area we're watching down here in the deep South Gulf. This is actually just to the northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula. It has a 20% chance of overall formation in the next week. So, same probability, pretty much. The next 2 days, 48 hours. Probability is near 0%. We're not expecting any development within the next little bit. But there is some models that does support maybe a little bit of, tropical activity happening out there towards like the Southern Gulf. Let me go ahead and bring up the models here. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. Actually, let's see if I can, here we go. We're going to do this instead. Let me go ahead and hop y'all over here to this screen. And there we go. You know what? That is good enough, I guess. Actually, you know what? No, that's not going to work. let me hide my camera for a minute. That way you guys can kind of see the full picture. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so latest GFS is rolling through right now. We're just now starting to get the run from the latest GFS. So, like we were mentioning, there's a little bit of a possibility that we could get a little depression out of this storm that's over Florida right now. I don't expect much out of it personally. I don't think there's going to be much to it, to be honest with you. Now, you can kind of see here that as we approach our way towards the 18th, there is a possibility that we could get that low. It's actually going to start in the EPAC, or the Eastern Pacific, and it's going to kind of work its way over, work its way over southern Mexico. There's a possibility that it could pick up maybe a little bit of activity, a little bit of strength as it rolls into the southern Gulf, because let me go ahead and tell you, the waters in the Gulf are boiling, not literally, but figuratively. They are very hot. So this will definitely be good for rapid development if there's no wind shear present. So there is a possibility that we could get some activity developing in the Gulf. And that's pretty much where we're standing right now regarding the activity. Once again, nothing super concerning in the tropics right now. There's just those two areas we're watching. The first one, once again, the one heading off of Florida. Even if it was to form into something, it's going to be heading away from basically the U.S. coast, which I don't think is going to cause much of any concern for any areas. And it's not going to have enough time to strengthen. Also given the fact here that our sea surface temperatures, let's see here, our sea surface temperatures out in those waters are only warm up to the point as it hits the mid-Atlantic. So for tropical development, we do need ourselves at least 26 degrees Celsius water in order to sustain and develop tropical activity, in which that cutoff point is right there just off the coast of the mid-Atlantic. So as that storm system does work its way through, with the Gulf, obviously with the Gulf Stream, we actually might have a little bit of a kick up. That's kind of what we're watching for as that system kind of rolls through that little narrow area here of some pretty warm waters. We're gonna monitor it and see if it does do anything. But eventually, once it reaches equal latitude of the mid-Atlantic, that potential is going to quickly fade out. So whatever it develops into, it's not going to last for long. And like I said, it's probably going to be pretty unimpactful for these areas. So we're not really too worried about it personally. So, but that's kind of what we're looking out there for. Another thing I want to do here, let's go and hop y'all back over here real quickly. For a brief moment. So let me go ahead and pull up the European model. Like I said, it's always good to get more than one model opinion. I really don't like looking at just one model. So let me pull up the European ECMWF. Let's go ahead and pull up let's see here, just the Atlantic Basin. And let's go ahead and get that going here. So let me go ahead and hop y'all over here. Oh, wrong screen. Let's see here. We're just going to full screen this here. That'll probably be pretty good. There we go. Okay. I might be able to put my camera back on. Yep, we're good here. Okay. So with the Euro, the latest model run, 06 Zulu. So the 12 Zulu hasn't came out yet. So the 06 Zulu does have that little system, potentially a tropical depression. rolling its way throughout the just off the coast of the Atlantic there, just off the U.S. East Coast. European model does, wow, holy cow. European model definitely takes this a different approach here. It actually has that system going out there near Nova Scotia, which is interesting. And actually picking up strength probably as a post-tropical, or sorry, it wouldn't even be a tropical cyclone at that point. So probably just not a non-tropical cyclone, just a strong low. We'll see. I mean, the GFS didn't really pick up on that too much, but the Euro definitely does. We're gonna hop down to the Zero Zulu. So basically, earlier yesterday's model run, late yesterday's model run. Wow. So the Euro did agree, actually, even on that. Holy cow. And also what I'm seeing here, too, is the European model agreeing on that tropical potential in the South Gulf. You see that? So there is agreement between your GFS and your European model, which honestly makes total sense why we have that little area from the Hurricane Center. So there is model agreement. There is definitely model agreement there. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the Southern Gulf here over the next couple of days. We'll let the models marinate and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's certainly something that we need to keep an eye out there for. It is definitely something we need to watch out for over the next several days, as it certainly will be a possibility, for that activity going on out there. Anyways, let's see here. So here comes the rain. Yeah, it's been very rainy here in Florida, where I'm at. Actually, luckily, a lot of the rain has been to the south of me. So I'm actually right up in this area here. A lot of the rain is for a lot of South Florida. There's already a lot of flooding going on out there. I've heard reports of a lot of problems out there kind of near like Punta Gorda, Bonita Springs area. There's a lot of rain that's been falling across those regions. And unfortunately, it's not really stopping anytime soon. We still have a little bit of rain to expect. There's a lot more offshore you guys can see that's going to be working its way towards Florida. So that's only going to cause even more rain going on here. What's up, Cat Man? Saying hello, grandfather. Oh my gosh, dude. Bit of an inside joke if y'all don't know. I tweeted on his account earlier. Long story. If you want to see it, go on our Twitter page. But what's up, Cat Man? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see. I'm going to get to more of the chat here. What's up, Veronica? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Do pray for people's safety. Absolutely. Yeah, we got a little bit of activity popping off here, both in the potential tropics as well as, like I was saying, obviously in the severe weather realm. Yeah, we're going to need to be active on alert for today. I'm planning to stream maybe around 5 p.m., 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. Ain't too sure yet. I'm just going to kind of monitor the weather, and, whenever storms look like they're going to really start popping off, whenever they start really going, then I'll probably go live. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be kind of more of a late afternoon, evening event here for today. Mostly an evening event. Let's see here. 7 inches of rain fell off Sarasota, Florida yesterday in 3 hours, and I'm in Sarasota. Wow. That's crazy, man. Is there a lot of flooding going on out by you? I can imagine with 7 inches. I mean, especially the way that Florida's been, dude. It's been so dry down here. Up until this point here, we haven't had like hardly any rainfall. But yeah, Cordy, it would. Definitely would. All right, let's see here. But yeah, no, we got ourselves active, like I said, currently in Florida. We do have ourselves a group of special marine warnings out there, just off the coast of like Fort Lauderdale and Miami. So for the southeastern coast of Florida, if you're out there boating, could be a bit of a problem from those storms that are heading into the waters. So just a bit of a heads up for you guys out there. And then, like I mentioned, hopping back over here to Minnesota, we do got ourselves a bit of activity kicking off out there in southern Minnesota. A bit of non-severe thunderstorm activity. We have had a couple of severe storms kind of on and off out here, but honestly, yeah, really nothing. Really nothing too crazy as of now. The big stuff is going to start actually up here in northern Minnesota out there. Actually, looks like we have a little. Oh, there it goes. It's starting. It's going to be a couple of hours before we start to get into that. But whenever things start popping off, we'll go back live for you guys again. But anyways, but guys, if y'all have any questions, anything, feel free to let us know in the chat. Like I said, I'll actually be opening up the zip code forecast. If you guys think you're in the risk area, if you know you're not in the risk for any severe weather, kind of hold off on that for now. But if you think that you're in the risk area, like I said, just feel free to let us know. I'll let you know what you're in store for, right around what time you can expect storms. Let's go ahead and hop up to the, go ahead and turn this on here. That way we can actually have some of the model data here. Yeah, so you can kind of see that the storms are expected to start popping off between like 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern time, kicking off out there, and of course, working its way down through. Should be mostly done by tomorrow morning, like early tomorrow morning. Nick wants me to take a look here. 51031. 51031. Let's see here. You're in Iowa. You are in a slight risk today. Yeah, you do have a level 1 threat. HRRR. Yeah, it's weird. HRRR doesn't really show much happening for you. It does show a couple storms near you now. I don't know if that's true. Hold on. Let's take a look at radar real quick. See where they're at. I mean, there's nothing severe going on out here right now for you. Sioux Falls radar might be down. Here, let's try Des Moines radar. Let's see here. What's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing good, man. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, there is a bit of storm activity out there, but nothing severe. But yeah, you are in that slight risk, that level 2 threat, which does give you a 2% tornado risk, 15% wind threat, and 15 sig hail, actually. So, a pretty good shot for some large hail. So, we'll keep an eye on it. Chicago's not in any risk here for today, per se. But tomorrow, we do have a slight risk, I believe, for Chicago. Yes. Yeah, Chicago's in a level 2 threat tomorrow. But yeah, for today, you're good. They did upgrade today to an enhanced. Yep. Yep, we got an enhanced risk out there today for kind of northeastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. Yeah, northwest Wisconsin has that level 3 threat today. So heads up towards like Duluth, out there in Minnesota. There could be some pretty strong storms out there. Like I was saying, yeah, models show a bunch of scattered potential supercells kicking off later on today. Let's see here. Don't know zip count. So for Rusk County, Wisconsin, let's see if it'll pick it up. Rusk County, here we go. Yeah, you're in a slight risk too, that level 2 threat. Storms. Just before midnight, it looks like those storms could roll through. This is showing around midnight, actually. This is showing 12 a.m. Eastern, so that'll be right around 11 for you. I would say anywhere from like 10 to 12 is probably when you're going to get your storms. But remember, models aren't perfect. You could have some prior, but yeah, just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, these models aren't the best, but they give you an idea. So it's certainly possible this evening, late this evening, we could get some storms. They actually just updated the day 1 outlook. So we'll get that here in a minute. Let's see here. You're welcome, Jeff. No problem. Caitlin says, "Hey, Andrew, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Mind taking a look at 46176 Shelbyville, Indiana, for the next couple days." Yeah. So you're not in the risk for today. Tomorrow, though, I think you're in a slight risk. Let's see here. So you said where was that? 46176. 46176. This is out in Indiana. Actually, yeah, tomorrow you're not even in the risk here, believe it or not. Day 3. Yeah, you're good. Next 3 days, you're not in any form of risk for severe weather. So yeah, you're good. Yeah, there's nothing really you need to look out for. Let's see here. Deborah says, "I'm from Chicago area. Thank you so much." No problem. Yeah, no problem. Tomorrow, like I said, heads up to my Chicago folks. Probably pretty early, I'd imagine, for those storms. Let me try NAM 3K. See what we got going on here regarding things. Let's see here. Okay, so NAM 3K shows... Ignore that. We have a smoke detector going off in there. They're kind of testing it. Yeah, that's interesting. The NAM 3K kind of has the storms kind of breaking off here. But wow, look at that. So tomorrow for the 13th, it does show another line forming in the evening, which is really interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on it overall. Let's see here. What the heck, dude? Dude, my chat is cursed. I don't understand. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. But yeah, just know Chicago is in the risk here for severe weather, and we'll keep an eye on it. You're welcome, Kayla. No problem. No problem at all. Let's see here. I think the worst of it would be by Hibbing, Minnesota. Let's see here. Hibbing. Yeah, Hibbing is in the level 3 threat. So yeah, Hibbing's going to need to keep an eye on it. If that's where you're at, certainly will keep an eye on that area. Storms could pop off as early as 4. It's kind of be like an overall evening thing. A bunch of scattered storms. Dude, what have I created in the chat? Sometimes I wonder. But anyways, guys, well, yeah, like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to throw it down in the chat. Anything weather-related that you have a question about, or if you're curious about your area being impacted by severe weather, like I said, we're here for you. We're here to let y'all know what's going on. But yeah, and also, like I mentioned earlier today, for Monday coming up, we actually have another area or another potential for severe weather in this area up in the upper Midwest. So, bit of a heads up for y'all out there. Bit of a heads up as there could be some more severe weather. It's not the only round that we're tracking here. We've got a little bit more severe weather possible. All right, I'm going to take a look at SAT real quickly. We're going to bring y'all over here. Yeah, there's a lot of really deep convection going on out there right now. Here, let me hop you over here to satellite view. Look at that. Southern Florida is in some serious deep convection right now. Got a lot of storm activity popping off out there. And actually, towards me, it's cleared up a bit. You know what I'm noticing? Guys, look at this. Let me try this real quick. Hold on, let me bring up the pen here. I don't know if y'all can see this, but it's something I just noticed. So look real closely. We got some circulation. That's where your low's at. That's that. Wow, dude. Yeah, so that's your invest. That's the central low. And like I said, models did have that picking up as it rolled its way off the coast of Florida here. Probably non-tropical as it approaches like Nova Scotia, or it won't be tropical by then. When does storm season end? Depends on where, because it ends for different areas at different times. Like for Florida, storm season typically slows down in like November. Pretty sure November is when it typically slows down. Yeah, like October, it's still going pretty strong. Yeah, it seems a lot of it ends around that time. Actually, yeah, hopping over here to the area for severe weather today too, where actually you can see there is already a bit of convection in southern Minnesota. This is not the big stuff though. This is just kind of some smaller convection going on right now. That big stuff, the heavy stuff regarding severe weather, that's gonna pick up in these regions here later on, and then track their way to the southeast here. When does it end in Texas? I'm not too sure actually. That I'm not so sure. I would assume it's around the same time as Florida, if not a little before. Yeah, I mean, Florida gets a lot of storms from both the Gulf and the Atlantic. The sea breezes got a lot of convergence. Yeah, it really does range in different areas. Not everywhere is the same. Let's see here. Hannah says, any thoughts for Fond du Lac, Wisconsin? Let's take a look at Hannah. We'll see what's going on out there. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Okay, so... Wow. So it does look like you are going to get those storms here. It's going to be pretty early in the morning. You're probably going to be asleep at the time being. The HRRR, the model we're looking at right now, shows that line of storms potentially rolling through and probably around 3 or 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Could be a couple of scattered storms, right around midnight or so. Honestly, throughout the late evening into, basically tomorrow morning. But yeah, once that line passes through, then the probability of severe weather drastically drops. Aiden, I don't even know what to say, dude. I seriously wonder about the sanity of my chat. You're welcome, Hannah. No problem. Anytime. Yeah. If there's anything else you want me to look at, regarding if there's any other questions you might have, yeah, feel free to let me know. But yeah, it does look like it's going to be an early event for you, like early tomorrow morning. So, just if you wake up from a lot of thunder and lightning, don't be surprised. But once again, everybody, if y'all have any other questions, feel free to let us know. We're going to go ahead and go... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's take a look back at that day one. I think they did upgrade it. Or update it, sorry. Still 5% Tor, 30%. Yeah, they didn't change a thing on it. They did add a... They must have listened to me, man. They must have listened to me. What did I tell you? So, before the stream started, dude, remember I was saying there should be a 2% Tor in southern Florida? Look what they did. Weather Service, I know you're listening to me. No, they must have saw all those tornado warnings that we've been... Or obviously, they saw them because they're the ones that are issuing them, but they must... Yeah. Yeah, SPC was probably like, yeah, we probably do need a 2% down there. So yeah, I'd be thrilled to wake up to some good thunderstorms. Me too, Hannah. I love a good storm. Oh my gosh, dude. Catman. I don't even know what to say anymore, dude. I literally don't even know what to say. See, smart move, yeah. I think it is good. Did they add it for anything else? No wind. Yeah, it's solely for 2% Tor. Solely out there for that tornado threat. So that does include, like, let's see here, Fort Lauderdale and those areas down there. Let me look at velocity real quickly. Oh. Might have a little bit of rotation over there. You see that? That could be some... it's kind of weak rotation, but it looks like it's trying to rotate out there. Yeah, certainly is pretty active down there. Let me look at the meso analysis real quickly. Here, I want to see something real fast, and then we'll move back on to. Yeah, I'm curious to see the kinematics in southern Florida right now. Let's see, 850. Oh wow, wow! I didn't even know it was that high. 30 knot LLJ. That's not surprising. Yeah, 30 knot lower level jet there going right into the southern peninsula. I know we have good instability. Yeah, 2,500, upwards of 3,000 joules per kilogram. Mid-level wind shear. Pretty weak, actually. Yeah, our mid-level winds are actually pretty weak. About 20 knots maximum, 15, 20 knots. Man. Yeah, those low level winds though, those are pretty strong. Yeah, there you go. There's that the TVS there, a vortex signature. Let's see here. What's up, Tabletop? We're doing good, man. Say good to see you back. Yeah, good to be back, man. It's been crazy last couple weeks, but we're back and good. We're back for good now. Oh my gosh. See a marginal risk in Florida. Nice. Yeah, I think it was definitely a necessary move. But anyways, y'all, well, like I said, we pretty much went over everything we really needed to. Like I said, if y'all have any further questions, feel free to ask them before we head off here. We've already been live for 46 minutes, so I think we're probably going to head off here in about 4 minutes or so. Probably call it around the 50-minute mark. So if there's any final questions you guys might have before I roll off here, go ahead and throw them down the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you guys. Except if there's a zip code or anywhere you want me to take a look at there for regarding severe weather, feel free to let me know. Mike says boatloads of energy, but not much shear. Essentially, yeah. A lower level wind shear is actually pretty decent, though. Like I was mentioning over here, mesoanalysis, our 850 millibar lower level winds, we're cranking about 30 knots in some areas. So, I mean, we have some pretty strong lower level wind shear. It's just our mid levels that's just kind of garbage, not gonna lie. Like 15 to 20 knots, that's really not strong. But yeah, instability, we have about like 20, or anywhere from 2 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. Which is, yeah, enough. Certainly enough. What can the Central Plains expect this week? So, for the Central Plains, we got ourselves, not much today, but tomorrow, Kansas, we got a little bit of severe weather possible. Day 3, though, yeah, coming up here for Friday, we actually have a decent potential for some storms out there towards like Nebraska, Kansas, even South Dakota, portions of the Midwest, and even a northeastern U.S. threat potentially. So here for Friday, we'll have to keep an eye out there for these areas, as we could have ourselves a bit of storms out there. So northeast and the Central Plains will be at risk for severe weather on Friday. Have I heard the derecho hits Houston May 16th, 2024? I have not. Once again, I am terrible when it comes to remembering past events. Unless it's like super significant where it's like hard to forget. I'll remember those. But like, yeah. Looking at like some of these other ones, I have a hard time remembering them. But yeah, so once again, yeah, Central Plains Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. Let me take a look at the models real quickly. I don't know if Central Plains have picked up on it. Or if the GFS picked up on it, sorry. Let's see. So that would be for Friday. Oh, hold on. That's wrap. Ah. Okay. So for Friday, yeah, this is late Friday here. Got a low that develops over the Central Plains. Possible cold front situation here. GFS shows pretty good pool of instability out there. Lower level wind shear. Nothing spectacular, but it could possibly, in theory, produce a couple tornadoes. Wow, what are those mid-level winds? Holy cow, that is weak. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that too much. Quite a dew point situation, though. It's crazy. Yeah, 70-degree dew points. I mean, given this time of the year, it's really not too surprising, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see something forming out of it. I just have to wait and see the models. Actually, look at NAM. NAM probably shows it. Oh, wow, that is way different. Okay, so there's obviously disagreement. Yeah. There's a bit of disagreement. Okay, I'm going to let that marinate for a couple days. I do see some signatures showing maybe some severe weather for Friday, which it seems quite possible. Does seem quite possible, but honestly, we'll keep an eye on it. We got some rotation popping off out here in Florida. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a warning on that soon. It doesn't look like it's for many areas here, though. When do I think they'll start sending out watches for Wisconsin and Minnesota? Probably like 3 Central, maybe. Obviously, I don't know that. I really don't know that. But they usually do it about an hour or two just before storms start to fire. And storms are expected to fire about like 4 or 5 Central. So somewhere around then is when I'd expect it. But yeah, it's just that relies on observations. If storms start popping off earlier, then maybe earlier. Yeah, we got a couple little areas here, a little rotation popping up. Is Houston in the clear for the threat for severe weather for the rest of summer? No. Summer, no. I can almost guarantee there's probably going to be a day where there's at least a marginal risk for it. Anytime soon, though, in the next 3 days, no. There's nothing going on in Houston. But, I mean, shoot, it's not even summer yet. Summer starts in like a week and a half or so. Yeah, no. For the rest of summer, definitely I can confidently say no. Yeah, there's probably still going to be some more strong storms by then. Let's see here. But anyways, you guys. Anyways, y'all. If you have any final questions, feel free to throw them down in the chat here before we head off here. Like I said, appreciate y'all for joining us. And if y'all have any final questions, feel free to. Would be greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Marcus says, how does northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin look for today? So northern Minnesota, yeah, that's kind of where we have our heaviest risk. So here's SPC's outlook. So basically the scale goes from 1 to 5. We have a level 3 today. So right there on that middle, like I said, right there on that middle line. So northeastern Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin, we got an enhanced risk level 3 threat. 5% chance for tornadoes. We know it's not working. Let me refresh the page here. So yeah, 5% chance for tornadoes out there. Got a potential for some, the greatest potential up there in northeastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. Damaging winds. You know, we got ourselves pretty big a threat out there. And then hail, of course. Hail's a really big issue today up in Minnesota, especially for the north, yeah. Why don't I play on my gaming channel anymore? A lot of family issues, and the weather's been, like, pretty active lately, so it's kind of hard for me to, you know, make time for streaming on my gaming channel. Weather's been active and family. Perfect. Let's see, can we expect any outbreaks? Today we have a possibility for a severe weather outbreak. Not a tornado outbreak, but a severe weather outbreak. Between hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes, we could have a decent event today. We got that big 30 sig enhanced risk out there for hail up in Minnesota. And you see, I mean, pretty much a lot of the entire, or most of the state here of Minnesota actually does have a pretty solid shot for large hail. Let's see. Southwest Minnesota, says Vicky. Yeah, so southwestern side, you're in that middle level for the day. Still is a shot for severe weather. Definitely will watch out for it. There is a possibility for an isolated tornado threat. I wouldn't worry about it. The odds of having a tornado is still extremely low, but they can't be ruled out completely. Damaging winds, you know, wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour could be possible out of some severe storms nearby. But yeah, hail, you can see that there's that black netting out there. That's what we call the significant or the hatch risk area, in which hail, there is certainly a possibility we could have some pretty large hail. We're talking greater than 2 inches in diameter today. So we're going to be live later to cover this, at least a little bit of it today. I'm going to be live for, so that I can keep you all updated and keep you all weather aware and prepared out there. Absolutely. Let's see here. See, northern mid-Wisconsin Weather Channel says 2 nice sunny days today and tomorrow. Don't ruin that now. Up in where? You said Wisconsin or? Oh yeah, Wisconsin. Now, here's the thing. Okay, Wisconsin's not supposed to get the activity until pretty late tonight. So, you might be sunny until then. But then it's not going to matter because the sun's not going to be out at night. That's just kind of how that works. Is Twin Cities going to be okay today? A lot of severe thunderstorms this morning. Is the threat over? No, not completely. We are going to have some more storms later on today. Like I said, we have another round of storms kicking off this evening. We'll keep an eye out there for. You're welcome, Vicky. No problem. We appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. Margaret says, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Let's see here. Real Time says, hey, it's one of my favorite weather streamers. Thanks, man. But like I said, y'all, if you guys have any questions before I roll off here, throw them down in the chat. Like I said, we pretty much went over everything we really needed to. This is just kind of an update live stream, morning stream or afternoon stream. That way I could let you guys know what we're in store for later today. And then, of course, later on today, I'm planning maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 Eastern. That's when I'm planning to go live. When I'm planning to. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. If the sun was out at night, I'd be concerned. Yeah, a little bit. Absolutely. You're welcome, Kat. No problem. Let's see here. So are we going to get hit hard? Being that we were close to Lake Superior. Here, let me show you the models. Maybe that'll clear up a little bit of confusion for you. Let's see. Okay, so models. Yeah, lake interference probably won't do much for you. We have southeasterly flow of these storms here, and you can see once we approach our way right around this evening, you can start to see that we're going to start to get some storms developing. It's like 4 o'clock central at this point, 5 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 4 a.m. So that's the timing for those storms out there. It kind of starts off, the main threat, like I was saying, with the enhanced risk that we have available, the big stuff is up here, like in northeastern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. Starts off with a bunch of discrete supercells kicking off out there. And then, of course, later on tonight, you can see how it goes from a bunch of kind of semi-discrete mode to a linear mode. So it just kind of forms into kind of a line as we continue in the evening overall. Let's see. Daytime sun equals late night energy for storms. Pretty much. Just like late night energy for me. I'm very nocturnal. If you know me personally, I'm a very nocturnal person. See you later, King. Thank you for joining. What's up, Jazor? I'm doing good, man. It's been a while. It sure has. We're about to get hit by a heat wave shortly down near South Carolina and Georgia border. It's been very hot here in Florida. Actually, a bit of a cool down for me. A bit of a cool down for us here in Florida with all that cloud cover. It's cooling things down. It's preventing so clouds are really good insulators. In meteorology, you'll learn this. Clouds are very good insulators. They hold heat, and so really clouds can prevent things from heating up, and they can also prevent things from cooling down. Cloud cover is a really good insulator, and it basically keeps your temperatures pretty steady with cloud cover in some occasions. See you later, Tornado Tours. Thanks for joining, man. But anyways, y'all. Well, all right, guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah, actually, we just hit the hour mark, so we're going to go ahead and call it a stream here. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here and for joining us. Once again, Brandy, thank you so much for the donation on Cashapp earlier. Greatly appreciated. That is our supporter here for today. Like I said, we'll be back later on today, y'all. We will be back here at, like I said, anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll go ahead and plan to be back at that point for coverage. So this was just a forecast stream, just a bit of an update for what's going on, and then later on will be the coverage to cover that stuff. So we'll be back here in a little bit. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll catch y'all later on, hopefully. You're welcome, Hannah. No problem. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. And alrighty, guys. Once again, thanks for joining. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. See you later, guys. Y'all take care. Have a great day, and we'll see you later on.